OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Board&Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases are Talatum and Terracotta Army. They have recently launched their ally program to lend support to underrepresented voices in the hobby. World Series of Board Gaming in Las Vegas, September 24th to the 28th. It has 16 different games to compete in, an open gaming library, and a grand prize of $25,000. So there's something for you if you're a casual gamer or a competitive one. For tickets, check out WSBGVegas.com. Use referral code OFPG23 for a $40 discount off the Stay and Play or Quadruple Ring event packages. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Fan Plays Games. Voices, yes.
And welcome back.
Still spring. Still springing.
Yes.
Spring has sprung all over.
That's why I decided to go with something bright and springy. Yellow.
I got yellow.
You got some yellow too.
I got some yellow, but you are bright and springy.
Yes.
Looking beautiful, baby.
Thank
Looking
you.
beautiful.
Thank
Looking beautiful.
you.
Yeah.
Well, we have another great episode
Yes,
for
we
you.
do. Yes, we do.
And we're bringing on a new contributor.
Yes.
And out the gate,
Yes.
we're starting off with Matthew Makak from Room 51.
Come on.
And Matthew's going to do some non-binary gaming.
Yeah.
Where he's going to share games he loves and why he loves them.
Hey, we are so glad he on. Now you'll see Matthew on the Dice Tower and also on his YouTube channel, and a lot of times with his brother.
Yeah, and he's a big advocate in the LGBTQ plus community.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Glad to have him.
All right, and right after Matthew, we have Aaron from GameEnthus.
Yeah.
And he's going to do another How to Play. And this week, he's going to teach us how to play Gift of Tulips.
We like that game.
We like the
it's
game.
Cool.
It's a good one.
It's a real good one. It's a real good one.
Yes, and right after Aaron, we're going to our Marvel's champion man.
Yeah.
And that is Maurice Andrews Jr.
Yeah.
He's doing something different this week.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Yes.
He's going to discuss one of his favorite deck building games.
What is that? I thought it was Marvel Champions.
It is. But this one is called Astro Knights.
Oh, we do have that though. We do
Yeah,
have that.
yeah.
Yes, we do. I want to check out and see what he's gonna say.
Me too.
Yes, yes, yes. But first, family, let's hear from Starla and a Good Human segment. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Good Humans. This week, I want to talk about a subject: to know peace. Now, peace is such a simple word. Now, by definition, it means free from disturbance and tranquility. How many of us truly know peace? Now, to achieve true peace, you have to work toward peace in every aspect of your life. Peace doesn't mean you won't have problems or stress in life, but being able to handle those situations with patience, love, and understanding is where peace begins. Now, when you look at life as a journey and not a destination, you are working towards peace. When you live your life looking for the best in others and not focusing on their worst, you are working towards peace. In other words, peace comes when we learn to focus on the positives, when we live our best lives, and let others do the same. Now, as good humans, we should all strive towards peace. And as we always say here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
Hey, my name is Matthew Makak from Room 51, and this is Non-Binary Gaming, where I talk about a hybrid board game that I love, and I tell you why I love it. What is hybrid gaming? So a hybrid board game for me is a game that combines Euro game mechanisms with thematic mechanisms, or Ameritrash mechanisms, if you will. And I love those types of games. Those are probably my favorite types of games. So that's why I want to talk about it. I get excited about them. So I want to talk about why I love the game and why the hybrid nature of the game really shines through in it. So this week I am talking about Caverna the Cave Farmers, designed by Uwe Rosenberg and published by Lookout Games. Now, Uwe Rosenberg is one of my favorite designers for sure, but Caverna is a fantastic game. It's one of my favorite games of all time because it is essentially simulating a way where you can, create a farm of like crops or animals, or you could really focus on your cavern itself, your home, your dwellings and everything. And it does so in a very Euro style because it's worker placement. It's a worker placement game where you get to get a bunch of stuff for some sort of cost. You have to feed your workers, or really it's actually your family that you're feeding because you are playing as one of the dwarven folks who are going off on missions maybe. And that is something that I love about this game. There is a sandbox-ish feel to this Euro game, which not a whole lot of Euro games do. And I suppose it's sometimes referred to as like a point salad, but this one, you could feel like, yeah, I'm the person who is going after like just growing my crops, right? I want my wheat, my pumpkins, and I want it all. And it's really cool where you could do that, or maybe it's like, I'm just gonna herd a bunch of sheep. Or just have a bunch of donkey and things like that. Donkeys? Anyway, so I also really like that you can also just focus on your cavern if you want, and up your dwellings, and those can combo into points that you want to get at the end of the game, because ultimately that's how you win, by gaining the most points at the end of the game. And you do that by having a bunch of different kinds of animals, by having different dwellings that give you certain benefits and certain victory points based off of what you are building, and things like that, and even just like covering up the board itself. It's not a huge negative if you don't have certain things, and I think this is why it's kind of called like a sandbox-ish Euro game, because Agricola was actually, it came out before Caverna did, and Agricola is very much about like having everything. This one, Caverna does not penalize you as much, so that's why it feels like you can kind of do what you want in this game. Now, usually when you play like a drier Euro game, you might have that worker placement stuff going on, you might be trying to get combos and those victory points, but the theme doesn't quite come through exactly, But in Caverna, it totally does. I feel like I am making my farm, I'm making my cavern, I might be going out on quests to, and make my dwarves into warriors, and I feel like I have gone out and done some sort of quest to come back with rubies and jewels and things. And I find that to be super cool, while also being a really nice puzzle of figuring out what do I want my combo to be. Those dwellings are no joke. You want to focus on those dwellings to do well in this game, I think. But you could still kind of carve your own path and do what you want while feeling like, yes, I am in the game, I see the theme, and that is what I love about Caverna, the Cave Farmers. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much, Starla and Mick, for letting me be on Voices. I'm excited to be here, and I can't wait to see you all next time. If you like, you can check out my own channel called Room 51. I'll see you later.
Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to play Gift of Tulips. Gift of Tulips was designed by Sarah Perry. It is from 2 to 6 players, and it was published by Weird Giraffe Games. In Gift of Tulips, players are going to be making decisions about whether or not to keep tulips for themselves, give them to friends, or give them to a festival. Let me show you how it plays. Okay, these are the components in Gift of Tulips. You're going to have a deck of tulip cards. The game comes with 8 festival cards. I have the 4 relevant festival cards for a 3-player game. So you have first place, second place, third place, and fourth place. I'll get into some of the iconography in just a minute. The game also comes with 1 tulip tracking card, which is here, and tulip tracking tokens. This will track the value of individual color tulips. Each player also has a scoring card with a scoring token. This happens to be the pink tulip, a windmill, and a bicycle. There's also a purple teapot, a white cow, and a little yellow clog. Little, yellow, different. The theme of the game is really about the Amsterdam Tulip Festival, where people build colorful bouquets and give flowers to their friends and sometimes to themselves. Because sometimes you just deserve some flowers. Get your flowers. Introduce you to our 3 players. We have Animal Crossing New Leaf as the first player, Planet Puzzle League for the DS. This is for the 3DS. For the regular DS, Planet Puzzle League, fine game for the DS. And then we have Resident Evil Revelations, which for the 3DS, which in hindsight seems kind of not really going along with the theme of giving your friends flowers, show you how you feel about them. But anyway, before I dealt out 2 cards to each player, I dealt out 2 tulip cards and put them sort of in their ranked order. So this blue tulip came out first with a value of 2, and this maroon one came out second. Because 4 is larger than 2, the maroon tulip would go into the first place slot, and then the blue tulip will go into the second place slot. When the game begins, each player would make some decisions with those cards. You would not flip over every card for everybody to see, but this is for demonstrative purposes. You will see everything that's going on here. Each player is going to make 2 different decisions. One is they're going to decide which one of these cards is going to go into their own personal bouquet, and then they're going to decide which one's going to go into what's called the secret festival. This display here is called the festival. The festival are the cards that are under the 1st through 4th place slots. The secret festival are cards that are seemingly discarded face down up here. And at the end of the game, these cards will be shuffled up. I believe 5 will be dealt out. And then those 5 would perhaps make some changes to what's here in the regular festival. So let's say the first player is going to keep this blue because blue's in 2nd place. So they're going to put this in the secret festival. So what can players actually do on their turns? So on every turn, a player is going to draw a card. So let's say it's Animal Crossing New Leaf's turn. They're going to draw a card. I'm going to show you what it is because this is for, as I said before, demonstrative purposes. So they got a pink tulip that has 4. So there's 3 actions you can take. One of those actions is you can keep a tulip in your bouquet, meaning you just put it down in front of you as part of your set or your tableau of tulips. Yay for you. That's one action. The second action they could take is they could give it to a friend. The third action they can take is they can add it to the festival. So the festival is either the festival everybody sees or the secret festival. You can't do both. Let's say they're going to add that there. This is now 4. The newest tulip is kind of the new hotness. And that kind of readjusts everything. So now pink is number 1, maroon is 2nd place, and now blue is in 3rd place. So that was 1 card. But on each turn, each player draws 2 cards. However, you cannot take the same action twice. So upon drawing this card, I can no longer put this card into the festival, be it the regular festival or the secret festival, because I already took that action. These are considered one thing. You're picking one of them, but it's all one action. So the other 2 actions left are I can keep this card and put it into my bouquet, or I can give it to someone. By giving the first place card away to another player, I earn 3 points plus the value of the card. By giving the second place card away to another player, I get 2 points plus the value of the card. 3 plus the value of the card, 2 plus the value of the card. By giving away the third place flower, I would earn 1 point plus the value of the cards. I will earn 3 points for doing this. 1 point plus the value of the card. The card's worth 2. And if I keep the third place card, I get a single point. And if I keep the 4th place card, I get 2 points. If you give the 4th place tulip away to somebody else, you just get the value of the card. So Animal Crossing is going to give this to Planet Puzzle League. So they're going to get 1 point plus the value of the tulip. So that's 3 points. So they're going to take their little scoring marker here, put 3 points in. The pink tulip is worth 4. So they're both going to be on 4 here. And what this card does is a quick reference for everybody playing about what the values are. Planet Puzzle League is going to take a card. They got a 3 maroon. They get nothing for giving it away because it's a 2nd place. They're going to get nothing if they keep it because in 2nd place, you don't get anything if you keep the 2nd place flower. You do get 2 points plus the value if you give it away. Let's say they're going to give this card to player 3. That's going to earn them 5 points. So they're going to go up to 5. They're going to take a second card. Now they're not able to give a tulip away because they just did that. So their options are to keep the tulip or put it into one of the festivals. So it's going to keep that one. They get nothing for keeping it. Player 3 is going to put this into the festival. So now the value of the maroon flower is 7. So they're going to shift this over. And now this one happens to be number 1. I'm going to draw their second card. It's maroon again. It's a balance between giving cards away to your friends, your opponents, to earn points right now versus getting more and more of a particular color, because at the end of the game, once this deck runs out, when the game is over, If you have the most of the first place flower, you earn 15 points. If you have the most of the second place flower, you earn 10 points. If you have the most of the third place flower, you earn 5 points. And that is really how Gift of Tulips plays. So that was Gift of Tulips. Very interesting game. Very interesting push and pull of making decisions on whether you keep a whole lot of tulips, give a whole lot away. It's really about finding that sweet spot. It's really about finding that point in the game where you go from one strategy and maybe start to lean towards the other one to hopefully get that victory. Now that you know how to play, you figure out what works best for you. Anyway, I'm Aaron from GameEnthus.com. Thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, and be blessed.
Hey OFPG family, this is Maurice Andrews back again, and today I'm going to talk about Astro Knights. So Astro Knights, if you're not familiar with Aeon's End, is a 1 to 4 player cooperative deck building game, and it has a couple of things that make it stick out compared to the rest of the pack. So if you've played Aeon's End, then you're very familiar with Astro Knights. But if you haven't played Aeon's End or Astro Knights, then there's a couple of things that make this game extremely cool. And one of them are the turn order cards. So, you know, when you play cooperative deck building games, normally you have your turn as the players, and then the villain to have their turn to do something terrible to you, and then you try to recover and get over that hump, essentially. Well, in this one, because of the turn order cards, you don't know who's going next until you start getting down into the deck. And so whenever at the start of a turn, you shuffle the cards, and then boom, you draw a card, and you always want to see the player cards go first. And you just keep going through that deck until everybody at the table has had a turn, and or the villain has had their 2 turns, and you flip it over, shuffle it, and start it over again. But you essentially play as the Astro Knights that are trying to take down the big bad. And these are really cool player aids. You have your health to keep track of the health. Then you have your power that's over here. So if you're able to charge up your power, you're able to perform this particular move. And there's, I want to say, like 8 or 9 different characters you can play as. And then you have your slots here. If you've played Aeon's End, these are essentially the breaches, and they're far simpler than, you know, the turning of the breaches. But if you haven't played Aeon's End before, then these normally dictate the number of weapons that you're able to deal damage with to the villain. So that's extremely important to get up. And then you have your city that you're trying to defend from the big bad. And as you can see here up at the top, it has an HP. So hopefully you can keep it alive. But what Aeon's End doesn't have are these this gauge that's on the side here. So whenever you get that gauge up, then you'll be able to perform this particular action. So it's not just sitting there waiting to die like Gravehold is in Aeon's End, which is super cool. And then you have your villain. You can see that the villain normally has a gauge. They have some rules, so whenever this gauge fills up, some terrible stuff start happening to you. And then they got normal difficulty here. They have little cards for you to be able to change the difficulty if that's what you want to do. So they got expert and nightmare for the masochist out there. And then whenever for the level that's here, as far as I've seen from all of the different villains, they all have three levels. So you got level 1, level 2, and level 3. And whenever you run out of the deck, you shuffle it, flip it back over, and then you put on the next level card. If you get to the end of a deck and there's no levels to place there, then you lose, right? And then the other lose conditions are either the city going down or you losing all of your health, right? So the game is just going through. You're buying from this market. The market is super cool, where they have 6 decks of cards that represent different parts of the game. So you're trying to flip through those to get better cards to be able to play, and you play back and forth until either you win or the villain just steamrolls you. But I really like this game. It's super cool. It's easy to play. It does have some difficulty to it. Even as a veteran of Aeon's End, I even struggle with it, but it's so much fun. The art in this game is beautiful. It's one of it takes from arguably the best deck building system and continue to streamline it to make it a little easier for people. I'm super excited if they decide to make more of this content. But that's Astro Knights, y'all. It's a wonderful game. If you love deck building, Astro Knights will be up there as one of the best games. But if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and I'll be more than happy to come back to the video to answer those questions. And once again, Maurice Andrews, thank you for your time.
All right, another great episode with our awesome contributors.
Yes, yes. Now, I like what, Matthew said about Caverna, but I'm not really into Caverna. I still like, Agricola.
Yeah.
I like Agricola because they say Caverna's 2.0, but I still like Agricola. I like the old school. I'm old school. I'm old school. And now Gift of Tulips, and then his player characters around him. Aaron. Aaron's
he
something
threw
serious.
videos in. Are you kidding me?
Videos! Go ahead on in.
Yeah.
Now, in Astro Knights, I'm going to have to look at that, because we do have that. And thank you for, the company that sent it. But, we definitely, that might be cool.
Yes.
That might be cool. Because now, if he's talking about that's a good game and he's the Marvel champion, man, I'm going to check it out.
So we want to say thanks again to our awesome contributors.
Yes.
And our awesome sponsors.
Yes.
Board&Dice and the World Series of Board Gaming.
Yes. Now, Starla, what about our merch we got on right
some
now?
Merch.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for a shirt or a cup or a pillow that says Our Family Plays Games, our OFPG Voices, or one of our Meeple line shirts, Meeples for Life, check us out on Spring.
Now, family, our next episode is May 3rd, 2023. But, Starla, I want to ask, where can they find OFPG and OFPG Voices out there?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games or OFPG Voices, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and right here on YouTube.
Right here. Now, family, thank you so much for coming out and seeing all these beautiful, beautiful voices. And again, welcome Matthew to the crowd, baby. We love you. But hey, we just want to tell everybody, if you got any questions or comments, put it down below, and we definitely want to hear from you. But there's one thing, family, one thing we want you to always know. We love you.
Bye,
Bye-bye
everybody.
now.